Okay, Amanda, you are lead marketing of the Integra, and you have to present this new prototype. What is your angle?
I quit.
Cars are amazing, but they're even better when they have a great following or an even better legacy. The new Integra reveal has been a crazy response. I've owned an Integra and driven Integras for many years, but I haven't had the same relationship with the car like many people I know. But the other day I posted on Facebook and said, does anybody want to give me their 2 cents about the Acura Integra reveal or the new car in general? This was very last minute, threw up a Zoom call, and it was a really fun and actually I think constructive conversation about the new Integra, and it wasn't just us hating on it. So let's get an actual opinion from people who actually own Integras about the new Acura Integra.
My name is Zosh. I own a 97 2420 K-swapped supercharged Integra. I had it for about 7 years, been making content on it for about 7 years, and now I'm entering time attack with it. And yeah, that's just what's going on my side of things.
Well, that's a very layman terms answer of your entire Integra career. But Amanda, the first time I met you, you had the teal, well, you still have it, right? You still have the teal car, right?
That's my baby girl.
What motor was in it originally?
It was a GSR.
Oh, okay, so it works. It's awesome.
It worked until we cut it in half. Yes.
I got the car about 2.5 years now, and from bone stock and now full-blown race cars, gutted, fully caged.
Yeah,
all
Kevin, let's get it, baby. No.
Kenny here works at Humble Performance. And what's your experience with Integras?
So I'm actually new to the Integra gang. I actually just bought my first Integra about 5-6 months ago. I'm in the process of doing a J series, so I'm gonna do J35A8.
Oh, cool.
I'm around Integras all the time. We build a lot of Integras, drag race, and things like that as well. So, but I'm personally getting into it new. I've been around them for a while, but yeah, I'm getting into them. Basically, I'm new to the Integra gang personally.
I'm sorry. Who bought that Integra?
Amanda bought me my Integra for
full sass right out of the gate. So these are my friends who all have had experiences with Integras, and there's plenty more. A lot of people couldn't make it, including my friend Ricky, who unfortunately got called into work. So here's an honorable mention of his black Integra. And then you have Percy's.
Hey, look, it's me.
It's all you. And you know what, Kevin's, I'm sorry I didn't pull your Facebook up, but you have a video coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, but Percy, you have gone through the evolution as an Integra enthusiast, right?
Man.
Like you started from the bottom with some. See, look, you had dreams, and then you're like, I thought this up, bro. Look at that. I saw it in a vision, and then I came this way.
I mean, that's what happened. That's like kind of what happened. It's crazy. Dude, I've been through a lot with my Integra, bro. Many motors.
But who hasn't, right? Yeah, it represents all these different cultures. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, let's focus on the car. Like, Percy, I know you'll get a big fan of this saying, inspired by the DC2.
I don't see it, bro.
Absolutely inspired.
I mean, I've watched so many videos of people trying to like defend it, which I understand, like, oh, in today's market, you're not gonna find something that's similar to the body lines, I guess, of the Integra. But then, like you said about the new Z, it kind of like mimics the old Z. And I was like, they could have did the same thing in a sense where like just throw a fresh dash, some technology in it, put a 2.0 motor or something, which maybe I guess they tried to announce the Integra like this, and then like over time see how people respond and like, oh, we're gonna throw a Type S at it and the Type R at it. But it wouldn't make sense for the Type R if the Civic Type R is out, because then they're gonna like clash two different markets of, you know, them being at the performance, and then you have the Honda Civic Type R. But I just don't see it. Like this, I don't see it. I don't see the hype about it.
Well,
like,
Kenny, what are your thoughts on it? Because I think you mentioned you don't hate it that much.
Yeah, so I'm taking everything in because I'm just letting all the opinions so I can get an understanding of everyone's. Like, I think that going back to Percy's point, which I agree, is that it's not really inspired by like the Integra. like they didn't even get the baseline right. And that baseline is the Integra is a sports car, and that does not even look like a semblance of a sport. Like at all. But that's not to say that, to be fair, I think when we talk about this stuff with the Integra, like we're all looking with, rose-colored glasses.
We are. Yeah.
Without realizing, like, I mean, obviously the GSR and the ITR, the two, the big ones and things like that. But then we forget there was a ton of LS and RS.
Yep.
Like the B18 non-VTEC motor. Sorry, B18B purists. But like, those bunch of those cars too is a bunch of the daily commuters. So I think when we look at this car right now as it sits, we're seeing the baseline of what it could be, which when I look at cars, I see them as a canvas of creativity and
sure.
do them long.
Correct. Yeah.
So when I'm looking at this, just like this is baseline. My broad comparison is that every single Integra model beyond basically the DC2 has been heavily criticized. The RSX was heavily criticized.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Heavily criticized.
Which is crazy because the RSX is a great car.
Right.
RSX is a great car.
Yep.
RSX, 8th gen Civic Si, 9th gen Civic Si, 10th gen Civic Si, like every single generation of Honda has been criticized. So I'm kind of sitting back and waiting. I'm going to see.
You're smart. Yeah.
They're playing, but like, yeah, because even beyond Honda, Supras, all that stuff, Supras with BMW, like everyone is very quick to criticize, and I think that's part of the marketing play on their side.
Yeah.
I'm probably not their best first showing, but I'm willing to wait and see because we know they can build a sports. Look at the TLX Type S. That car is.
It's a great car.
And it looks
the
similar,
TLX Type S is great. Acura claims that the Integra as a 3-door or a coupe just was not possible. So, first opinions, why do you think it wasn't possible?
Because it's always built off of a Civic chassis. What are they going to build? But a big new sedan, hatch, or 5-door.
Their argument is that people will not buy a 2-door Integra. They just won't do it. Which I know all of us just made the face. No. I always say it wrong. John Acada, the main guy, the poor dude who did the presentation. I feel so bad for that guy. I feel for him.
Yeah, and then it just closed. That was terrible. I was like, what is going on here?
Well, it's like, I can't remember what politician was it where he said something and then he was like, please clap. Kata is quoted to say, I used to have an Integra. It was a very cool car and I was young and I was excited. And then the Road and Track writer said, well, you know all the ingredients already, so just make that because that's what it is. So I think another mistake of the presentation was not saying that down the road there's going to be a Type S or a Type R. Because if you do that and release it only with the 1.5 liter, people go, that's it?
Right.
That's all you want? Like
1.5 in an Integra. That is terrible. And that's what and they said what Acura is supposed to be like the sports version of Honda, yeah? And
Yeah.
given the same motor as a SI, it makes no sense.
I have thoughts on this because I drove the 10th gen SI Dragon, and I actually found that as the coupe, it was the closest I felt in a long time to something that felt like driving an Integra. With the 1.5, with whatever, it felt like not raw like an older car would, just like pure 90s garbage. That's
yeah. Feels like it's gonna kill you.
no, that legendary, we're doing thing, fun to drive, it's nimble, light, it's small.
Yeah.
Okay, if they would have been like, hey, we're gonna pull from 10th gen coupe, let's build an Integra on top of it, that would be totally it was fun, even if it's got a tiny garbage 1.5 motor, that's fine. But we're not that.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's a great point because they had the baseline. What you're saying is they had a baseline they could have used even with the sales, but the thing is, no matter how much Honda doesn't want to admit it, the Acura, the Integra and the Civic are not viewed the same. They just aren't.
Man, talking about the Integra has been interesting so far, to say the least. Before we move on with this spicy conversation about the new Integra, I just wanted to take a quick pause to talk about today's sponsor, Off the Record. 1 in 5 drivers every single year get a ticket in the United States. That's 112,000 people a day, or 41 million drivers a year. But the only problem is only 5% of people actually contest their ticket. They just want to kick the issue down the road. The average ticket fine is around 150 bucks, so it's very easy to just kick that issue down the road. But the only problem is your insurance premiums go over $1,000 plus over the next 3 years. So it's very important to have a clean driving record. Off the Record fights traffic tickets and misdemeanors for drivers across the country. When you book a case with Off the Record, you are matched with an experienced local lawyer who handles your case from start to finish. So how does it work? Well, basically you get pulled over, you're having a bad day, you download the Off the Record app, you upload your photo to Off the Record, then you are matched with a local experienced lawyer, and you are good to go. So why should you use Off the Record? Well, you maintain your clean driving record, number 1. Number 2, you keep your insurance premiums low. Off the Record has a 97% success rate, so you're in really good hands. And side note, Off the Record vets their lawyers, so they kick off poor performers. You're gonna be in good hands. It's stress-free, it's peace of mind, and one of my personal favorites, no court date. You don't even have to go to court. Off the Record will send the lawyer to court on your behalf. And best of all, complete money back guarantee. If Off the Record fails to reduce or completely dismiss your sentence, complete money back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Definitely just go ahead and download the app now and use my discount code, because this discount code lasts the rest of the year. So even if you haven't been pulled over yet, just for the holidays, you might be road tripping to see your family, go ahead and download it, get that discount code. Then if you get pulled over, no problem, you'll be ready to go. So if you're ready to fight your ticket and keep that clean driving record, make sure to head over to offtherecord.com/dudeandblue to get 10% off your first ticket. That's offtherecord.com/dudeandblue.
Check that out. Got Amanda's Coop. So if you look, oh my God, a slant pane roof. Oh my God, 2 doors. Slap that Integra badge on there and call it a day. You know what's interesting though is it wasn't even really the front that took me out of it as much. It was the back.
Yeah,
the back really takes me out of it, because it's full blown Genesis Coupe. I mean, it is as close as it gets. I mean, without getting copyright infringement, you know, like it is right there. And the side, yeah, it's look at that, Percy, just for you, dog, just for you. Read it and weep. God. Percy, if you were in Akeda's shoes and you had to present that car, how would you do it? How would you do it?
I'd probably be fired. I'd honestly be fired, because I'd be like, it'd come out, I'm like, yup, that's it. That's what we did. Hey, 20 years in the making, baby. We got him. Yeah, I probably got fired, because there's no way. Like, if I was in that room, like if I was him, right, and I was like, I have to present this, I'm like, come on, like, let's just go online and see what people are doing. Type in Integra build, see what's going on, go to your local Instagram tagged, and then look at Integras, and like, at least, I mean, if they didn't name it in Integra, it would have been okay. Like, oh, it's another Acura coming out, but I honestly would have gotten fired. There's just no way I could like talk good about it. I'm like, oh, it's new. It has big brakes. We never got. I mean, shit. The Integra Type R got big brakes from the factory, so never mind. So it's like there's nothing revolutionary about this aside from it going down to a 1.5 liter when. What the B18 was at 1.8. It's like,
yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense.
Hey Amanda, you are lead marketing of the Integra, and you have to present this new prototype. What is your angle?
I quit.
See, everyone's quitting or getting fired. It's not working. It's not working.
Not an enthusiast. So if you're not gonna make it for the enthusiasts, why brand it Integra, which only the enthusiasts are going to be excited about? Nobody else.
Yeah.
Like a regular person walking into an Acura dealership does not care about the word Integra. So why back shit on everybody that loves it?
facts.
Well, let's I'm gonna pull something up that, in my opinion, also didn't help its case, which is the fake renderings.
Yeah.
Oh my god. People are so.
So the fake renderings, here they are. So
Dude.
when these came out, I knew that Acura was in trouble.
I have a hot take. I don't think that design looks good at all.
I understand, I understand not looking good, but I think it's the idea of it, right? The
Yeah.
idea of coming up with a modernization of the DT2. DC2. I think if you cleaned up a few of the edge lines, especially in the back.
Yeah.
The front, I like the front a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
front-
The back is a
That's-
little wonky, especially with
Yeah.
these guys. But yeah, you can see how that's a spiritual successor, right? And then wait for it. Wait, can I get it? Oh my god, there it is, guys!
Jesus.
Whoa!
That is crazy, bro. I cannot believe that. That just doesn't make no sense to me. Like, oh my god.
Kevin, what are your thoughts, buddy, on this?
But yeah, I mean, I agree with Percy and Kenny on both sides because yeah, it looks horrendous. It looks like like the I don't even know what to call it, but I mean it is a prototype, so maybe they'll come out with a better version later on. Who knows?
I hope.
That's a better way to look at it because we're very, very, there it is.
Hey.
Here's an example. I found this quote earlier from Road and Track. In today's day and age of crossovers, even releasing a 5-door is a bold move.
No.
If you called it the ILX or whatever it is, it doesn't have the same brand power. There's no way. It's probably going to be a good car. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
That's not the
100%. I think
problem.
so, too.
It's
I think
probably
it's
going to drive really
good.
nice.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just like the body. It just I want an Evo. Like that's my dream car. I know they have so many issues, but the body, it just looks so damn good. And it's and then it just I can't get jiggy with the body of the new Integra. It's not happening.
Hey,
I just
Percy, you want to go K-swap and Evo so it works?
Bro,
Oh, jeez. Oh boy.
talk about a community of hate. You did what? I wonder what happened after that. Like when all the board, the higher up saw that everyone. I just want to know what did we mess up or I wonder do they care? Do they I wonder what happened.
You look at, is it sheer ignorance of they don't know what they're talking about, or it's I don't know what to do with my hands. It's entirely possible that they knew what was coming. And if you read the comment section of that reveal, it's brutal. Kevin, how would you present the new Integra prototype?
I don't know. I might be fired with Percy.
Bro.
You just go start your own business restoring Integras, old ones. Yeah.
Well, I tried.
Buddy, so.
Well, what about you, Kenny? Meeting in the middle. So let's hear your presentation.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not gonna say I'm fired. What I would do if I was gonna present this car is I would present the history of the car as I get to an extent. But when we talk about the culture, I think, as you mentioned before, they made a misstep when they're just this is hip hop culture. It's Integra did not exist in hip hop culture, at all. The culture they should be representing is the tuner culture, the enthusiast culture, not necessarily the tuner culture. The builder.
They messed up.
The Integra when it became popular, it was a meek car. It wasn't it was an economy car. It was a get back and forth car. So you go, hey, this is a car you went to kids work, and then you went in your garage and you rented on it, and you built cars, and you show that it's a platform, it's a canvas, instead of, hey, remember all those amazing memories you had back in the day? Here's a turd, and then you're not selling a vision.
What's really funny is when you're mentioning the hip hop culture, all I was thinking about was it Ja Rule culture? Because if that's what they're selling, I am not going to Fire Festival. I'm not getting stranded on the Bahamas in my brand new prototype Integra.
Jesus Christ.
What if during the presentation, when the car rolled out, somebody hacked into the screen and it just said, "No, Monica."
They should have just had Ja Rule presented, to be honest. Like,
Hey guys, I'm back.
Murder Inc. I'm back.
I got new investors. I promise they're real this time.
Monica, I'm coming for you.
What's really fascinating, what Kenny mentioned, this will probably be one of the final points, is I went to the GR86 press event, and I talk about this a lot, but the reason I talk about it a lot in my videos is because the execution was so good. Is because they brought in people, they asked their opinion. You know, they brought in previous owners of the previous cars. They said, hey, what do you want? Do you want me to fix this? Do you want me to fix this? And they fixed everything, right? Like, it doesn't have a torque dip. It doesn't have it doesn't take a million years to merge onto the highway.
I think that when we talk about the listening to your fans, to your point on that side too, where people are talking about cars, if you look at Honda, like Toyota is like, it's hard to describe. It's like they have like a small hammer, like they're knocking out like little moles, like little problems.
Mhm.
Honda has a 100-pound sledgehammer, and they're picking.
Yeah.
And by the time that they're here, the mole has already moved over here. Like you look at the history of cars, they went from the 92 to 2000 Hondas, and they're like, all right, that's the golden era. That is the epitome. After that came the RSX era, the 02, the 10 era, 11 era. Those cars were okay, but they were like boring. Like, you know,
Yeah.
okay, like the HM, the RSX, they weren't exciting. They didn't get the base excited. When you go past the 9th gen Civic, we go to the 10th gen Civic, which is a dramatic shift the other way. Extremely loud language. Like when the FK Type R wasn't out, everyone hated it because it was so boy racer.
I loved it.
Maybe we went too far. Now they're pulling it back. So now we have an Integra that's like, it's confused in where it wants to be, I think. Where it's just like, be louder. The same thing with the 11th gen Civic. The 11th gen Civic needs to be louder. Like I went kind of with Amanda, I know, hates it.
Yeah.
So like going from FK to the 11th gen, I think we're saying Integra. After this generation, we just got to wait it out. Just wait out the next 4 years and then move on to the next one. And then the next one's going to be the one. Like, I think that, let them get feedback. It just takes them a long time to make that adjustment.
Kevin, what do you think about the new Integra versus the new 11th gen SI or Cross Tour? Let's talk about the Cross Tour because that's really close.
Well, basically, Integra badging on it, so.
Shoot, dude.
All they did was just put up brakes, that's it.
Have you seen the one image that's been going around that has the Cross Tour and the Integra like laid over each other?
Yeah.
It is rough.
Yeah.
It's
like,
rough.
Like the matching, and it's like it looks like they just did a cross tour and they put coilovers on it and they put 20s on it.
It's hip hop. It's hip hop. Throw some dubs on it. You know what I mean? Some tint. You feel me? Some black ice in you know what I mean? In a
Percy got that South Florida perspective, you know?
Throw some 22s on it. Well, I must say, when the 11th gen Civic came out, I was like, yuck. It looks like an Accord. I don't know what's going on. Then I seen some people overseas lower it on some wheels, a lip kit. I was like, holy shit, this looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, now like my mind changed. Like when I see him out, I'm like, damn, that has that canvas, what Kenny was talking about, that'd be a beautiful canvas to like work on. So if Acura Honda took the 11th gen as like kind of like the platform, like the 4-door was like not the 5-door, like the weird crossover looking thing, I think there'd be a better, like, I mean, they'll still get hated on, but it won't be as much hate.
I'm sad, and I will continue to be sad until we get a coupe, because it's not an Integra thing. It is not an Integra until there's a version with a 3-door lift.
Yeah.
Oh man, so about that, they always like, I seen when they first released, they're like, well, the Integra was based off a 4-door to begin with, so I don't see why people keep saying that they need a 2-door. I'm like, bro, no one bought 4-door Integra.
It was the history of it. That's the problem. It's the legacy of it. So when you see a DCT, you're like, oh yeah, it's Integra. When you see a 4-door, you're like, oh, that's kind of neat. I forgot about that.
Oh, it was based off a 4-door to begin with. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the market that we want. Like, we want a coupe, a 3-door. Give us that. Like, no one cares about 5 doors and 4. Like, it's stupid. It's just so stupid.
I think that the ultimate problem we're having here is, you said, the identity crisis with the chassis, the car itself. Does this car look like it's actually inspired by the Integra? answer is a resounding no, like at all whatsoever. There's a lot of business things in play. I feel like the car has gone through so many committees, and it's been designed by so many people. So many eyes have seen it that like I know that there are still flops when it comes down. There's this much money on the line, things like that. But I just feel like it's not going to happen when it actually, like you said, when people see it in person, like okay, it's not that bad. The other thing is, I think that like to Percy's point, when we see them with an A-Spec kit or the Type S kit or the Type R version of this car with wheels and everything, in my opinion, going back to Supra, when a car has a hoop spoiler on it, all of a sudden it looks better. So like this car has one of those Type R type spoilers on it. When it's lowered, when it has nicer wheels, when it has, a whole lip kick, 'cause the car kind of the front end kind of comes back. When the front end goes out, it's going to change entirely.
Yeah, because it's too like stubby
like
in the front.
In.
Yeah,
Yep.
like the headlights look like it's sad almost. It's like this weird like U at the bottom.
You look at the 8th gen Civic Si, had the same issue versus the base model versus the Si, where it kind of looks like really meek or whatever. When it has aggressive styling, I think a lot of people's minds will change. I could be completely wrong. I could eat my words, but I just feel like they probably built the car that way back, and that's what I'm assuming how these cars are built. But
we can hope.
The next generation is what I'm looking forward to. But my final one is, if you look more recently, the current Accord versus the current Accord, like the generation, like there was a facelift in the Accord recent generation. The first version of that car was terrible. Like it's about the Integra is now, but like the new 2021 Accord area looks like, yeah, I like that car a lot. That's the way I see this Integra right now. I feel like they were designed roughly the same time. So I'll wait and see this car right now. It's terrible. But I'm
I'm sorry. I love so much. You're just like, yeah, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's terrible. Like, Indy, period.
Absolutely.
Kevin, any final points, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with everyone else. Like, it definitely needs a lip kit, and it definitely needs, something to make the front end look more aggressive. Just something, because right now it looks bare and it looks ugly. It looks like I don't know how to explain it, but
he's lost for words, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm looking at the picture right now, and I'm trying to make the best out of it. But I think the only thing that I can take back is just I like the big brake kits on it. That's it.
You know what's funny, Kevin? I'm going to tell Acura that the car was so great that it just took your breath away. Had no words. I think it was a constructive discussion. Thanks, guys, so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Right.
Thank you for having us.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, David.
So what have we learned? Let's be a little patient sometimes when cars come out, even though this one I think is gonna have a harder time. Second, don't ruin the legacy of a car that has been known for tuner culture, and don't try and change the narrative into a millennial think tank 5-door. I think that's how a lot of enthusiasts feel about this thing. And huge thanks to all the guys who came along. I apologize for some of the audio, but working on it. Next time around, I'll have a much nicer mic for good old podcast stuff. And on that note, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. And take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. This video is brought to you by Patterson Car Care. Get double of premium original detail product for half the price. Head over to PattersonCarCare.com or go to the link in the description below.